got to get like 5 million odd people on it. It doesn't work that way. There have been some basic concepts and some characteristics that you can identify with some of the established sort of networks. One, the first basic thing, it allows for it's very simple for opinions to be put forth. So be it a Flickr where the opinion is in the form of a photograph, or be it Slideshare, it is in the form of documents or presentation, or simple Twitter, 140 characters and put it out there for the world to see. So very interestingly, so making opinions easy. We were discussing with some of my friends, and he said, again, jargon term. Okay, it's like Twitter follows the happy path algorithm, and I was like, what? I was like, happy path algorithm. I was like, okay, what's the new thing all about? It's like very simple. When you land up on the page, you know what to do. It's actually very true. You see a box with a button called tweet, and probably that's the only moment you think, but for the first time, like, dude, what's a tweet? And beyond that, everything is like super easy to figure out, and in a matter of minutes, your opinion is out there. Second thing, what a good social network does is enable the build-up of opinions. So one guy says, okay, what next? Like you rightly said, it is not just trying to build the best blog out there. Somebody has to read it. Somebody has to respond back to it. It's an opinion that goes on and forth that makes for a conversation. So this should have a very easy way in which the person can reciprocate with it. Third is making the opinions count. So okay, you have identified, you have established conversations galore, and but what you have to do is, some of them are really good opinions. It might be good, bad, extreme, whatever, but they are good opinions nevertheless. What you do is you identify them and you validate it. It's like a simple process of featuring. Okay, you have tons of presentations which is uploaded every day, and you choose the best ones, you feature it on the homepage. Facebook does it in a very similar way. It condenses, and so when you log into your feed after a long time, you see, it shows up, what are the most talked about stuff right in the front. Like, these things are hot right now, might as well check it out. Okay, so these are some of the basic featuring things and validation of good opinions that makes for good conversations. The fourth point, and the very important point, is measuring those opinions. It doesn't end with building up all this, but you have to know what actually is the impact. And I'm talking pure metrics here. So a button here, a button there, what makes it easier for a user to contribute, what makes it easier for him to share, what makes it easier for him to add on to a particular conversation. And any change that you have absolutely done to a particular network, what is the impact of it? You take into account all these details, and you go back, take it to first one, and saying how to make it easier for this guy to put an opinion, and you have a cycle in place which will hold your steady for a longer run. Okay, that's pretty much about the characteristics. Last two slides. One is how do you build a sort of a traffic structure, or what are the 4 levels that a particular new entrant onto a site gives in comparison to a website and a blog. How a social network differs is that social networks put everyone on an even footing. Everyone starts with a blank profile. Okay, so it's not like hey, my blog, what I say rule, and it's like mera bat, mera ball, I'm not going to be out ever in this cricket game. That doesn't run. So you have to really go about building your credibility on this particular thing. So you put up a profile, then you go on to build your identity. And identity is your photo, what you like, what you dislike, the apps that you add, the kind that you, the things that you're into, all this. Third is interactive with how you contribute to a particular social network and how you build up your reputation. Good articles, your opinions, and you build your followers and everything over time, and you have a sort of a repute that is built over time. And last but not the least is when you have reached a certain level of reputation, you sort of build a trust with your social network, and you act sort of an evangelist for that particular network, and you carry forth that legacy or whatever it's like. So when a new guy comes, better check this user out. He's one of our star users, and he runs the site as it's meant to be. These are the 4 stages that a user goes through. Last slide. What are the characteristics of users? What you can choose to be on a social network. So I think most of you guys know this. There is no new thing here. You can be a creator. You can create content. You can be a critic. Somebody has created a content. You say, "Bakwas hai, yeah, awesome man." Third level is you're a collector. RSS feeds. Get all the good stuff together. Read up on it. The fourth thing is when you're a joiner, you like to experiment. You're on as many possible apps. You have installed all the stuff. You're on as many social networks as possible. Fourth guy, I think probably the most, majority of us who belong to is for this segment called as a spectator. A spectator is not just a passive guy, but he's a consumer. He consumes audio, video, visual content all created by the creators and responded to by the critics. And he's a user and consumer of all these content. The last guy is the inactive guy who's there because friends have forced him to. Might as well come on this blog and everyone else is there. And he does hardly nothing, but at any point in time you can choose to be any one of these avatars and you just have to go about building that particular characteristic about your own. Thanks. That's pretty much about it. About social media and social networking. Apart from that, I have some guys from Slideshare. So they are design guys, Flash guys. So if anyone, you guys want to discuss these aspects of social media, please feel free. Thank you.